it is an ice cream maker ship. I mean, Auto X, you just boom, straight in there with the right answer. So it's quite spooky. It's just how God made me, Jess. Perfectly egg-shaped. Thank you, Pedro, for the beautiful music. Hello, and welcome to Star Citizen Talky Stuff. I cut the Star Citizen Talk on Friday kind of short because there was the happy hour, which gave more information about CitizenCon and the stuff they're going to be doing next week. So typically what I do in these like podcasty things, it's quite late here already actually, so I only go for like an hour and a half. But if you want to ask any questions about Star Citizen, about YouTube or me or whatever, in brackets put question. You can ask about Evocati stuff. Obviously, I can only answer in a sweeping generalistic way, and I can't answer specifics of what's actually in the Evocati patch. But I can talk about some things. If you want to ask anything about CitizenCon or any Star Citizen questions, whatever, just drop them in the chat. And feel free to ask a question again if you don't think I've answered it, but don't spam and give it a few minutes between times. But yeah, it's getting towards the end of the month, so we've got the Aquila giveaway going on at the moment. So we've got Constellation Aquila with Ursa Rover and P-52 Snubfighter. That's for people that are my subscribers on the YouTubes and that comment on a video. That's what you've got to do. That's been donated by Stellar Enterprise, who are an in-game org. Very nice chaps. You can, I think, all the links to them are below in the. They'll definitely be in the video of this. They should be in the stream as well, but I will double check afterwards. Hello, hello, hello. I'm a little bit hungover, so you can actually see my language skills are slowed, which is probably good for a lot of people because I do talk quite fast.
Tricksy little hobbit.
Thank you very much, Beowulf. Much appreciated for the submarino. The submarino. But yeah, so a few things I wanted to talk about before we get into questions. There's been loads of these Shipyard posts. So we've been getting one a day, even over the weekend. And they've basically gone. It's a design document effectively for the new ships matrix. It's going over all of the stats that all of the ships and vehicles will have and will be conveyed to us pretty soon. Like, they're literally updating the website. I think this could potentially be at CitizenCon. They unveil this actual live release of this. So basically what they're going to go through, we're going to see information like... let's bring up one of these ones that actually has info in. So for the technical overview, and all the systems and stuff that we'll have on our ship. This will be the kind of new view of it now, where we'll be able to see lots more information about loads more of the different systems, including fuel intakes and fuel tanks and quantum drive stuff, but also various systems and avionics. And the weapons have been resized, well, not resized, but redefined. Like things that were previously twin-linked are now referred to as turrets in every situation. And there's weapons are fixed or gimbaled. Turrets are the mounts. They can be manned, unmanned, remote. And then you've got ordnance points, which are missiles. But basically, we'll be going through all of this on Monday, probably. I'll go through all of the new weapon stats and everything like that. But feel free to ask any questions you want to about them. But yeah, it's going to be up-to-the-minute information is the idea that's accurate as CIG know. Obviously, stuff will still change, but it's going to be good. We're going to actually be able to compare ships significantly more accurately. A couple of things actually reduce the customization of ships slightly. It doesn't. We're actually going to have a lot more customization with Item System 2.0, but theoretically, they've removed the ability to have, for example, on a size 2 hardpoint for a weapon, previously you could have had a fixed size 2, or a gimbaled size 1, or a fixed size 1. You can't have that fixed sized 1 anymore. The system goes, well, what's the point of having a fixed sized 1? You just have a gimbaled sized 1 and lock it. So it's actually just technically slightly different, but you know, it's technicalities. There was a cool one on the weapons, and it just goes through all the systems and subsystems and talks about that. Turrets was pretty cool as well. Literally, where was the turrets one? Literally just basically saying that you'll be able to get AI modules to put into some turrets, and then you'll be able to load on like blade cartridges. So from what I understand, blades are operations or ways that turret will operate if you have it as an AI. So you can have it as an AI with an NPC crewman, or with a real-life crewman, or possibly even slave it. So slaving it would fire it straight forward. Putting an AI module in there would make the turret operate based on what blade you put in there. Blade would literally be like an AI program, I think. But it tells it what to do, effectively, I think. And then, obviously, the NPC would be an NPC rather than an AI. I really like it. Not all ships will be able to have AI modules there. And blade slots are going to be their own thing as well. So you'll have to make concessions. So there's lots of new stuff coming into the game that we were kind of slightly unaware of, or maybe not unaware of, but they hadn't really fleshed out yet. So they're starting talking more about this AI stuff, and that was going to make people with ships that had a turret on much happier. They're like, oh, I've got my Vanguard now, and I can have an AI module firing the turret on it. Great, go team. So that'll make people's lives a lot cheaper in that sense. Obviously, yeah, some people will want to go for just NPC crew, some people will just want to go for just human crew, and others will want to go for no crew and just have AI modules controlling seats. Yes, I believe that I don't 100% know, but I believe you'll be able to put AI modules in the turrets for the Retaliator. Yeah, why not? Some ships will be allowed to do it, some won't. But we'll see once they actually give us the update to the ship stats. But lots of those manned turrets will be able to have an AI module there. To fire them.
So many spaces.
Thank you very much, Corgalon.
Keep doing what you're doing, dude.
Corlagon. I'm the worst with names, and I say it about 1,000 times. So, but for people that haven't seen the Shipyard series, it's worth a read. I will get a video up covering thrusters, turrets, and weapons tomorrow, though. I like the fact that actually it makes sense to me now that twin-link weapons have all become turrets in the system, and there's new ways that they define all the things. So you can see that it says 3 here, which would be size 3 weapons, 2 of them, because there's a little 2 here. You also got turrets, and this designates that this is effectively a size 3 turret with 2 attachments on it, I think. I need real-world examples, so I think it's got 2 I couldn't work out whether this means it's got 2 size 3 weapons on it, or because it's part of a turret, it's got 2 size 2s, because it loses a size, but I will work out exactly how that is, because I need to reread that a few times. Got a bit confused. Even I get confused with Star Citizen stuff sometimes, because they change it quite regularly. We talked. They talked about thrusters as well, different types of thruster, VTOL thrusters, which literally try and get you up and down. Retro thrusters, which help you stop, and main thrusters, which make you go forward, and also fixed and gimbal thrusters. Fixed thrusters, you need like a minimum of 12 of them on a ship, but they're almost instant with the thrust they provide, whereas gimbal thrusters will allow you to do more manoeuvring with less thrusters, but there's a slight lag while they get into position. I really like this. I like the fact that there's going to be different ships are going to perform slightly differently as well in 2.0, and you will be able to change all of your thrusters out as like a thruster set, not individually moving your thrusters, but you'll be able to change your standard thruster set on your Gladius for a military variant, or an industrial variant, or a racing variant if you wanted to, that sort of stuff. So that's pretty cool. They could have not made this more frustrating. It's alright. We'll get the hang of it pretty soon, Noob. We'll go through it all. I'll understand it backwards and repackage it in a way that's easier for me to understand. Because that's why I basically make videos. Stuff that makes it easier for me to understand. Oh yeah, and it doesn't like show thrust ratings or sizes or anything anymore either, like with the thrusters. It's an interesting system. It just shows if they're main or retro thrusters, and yeah, which is an odd thing, and the number of thrusters as well. But it's gonna be cool. I like the new systems. I hate this old ship matrix with its incorrect data. Fuck you, ship matrix. We had some cool stuff as well with 3.0. Let's fucking bring up chat again. So
Tricksy little hobbitses.
thank you very much, Johnny Freak Show. Thank you very much for the sub, very much appreciated. There's 20 must-fix, or 20 bugs to fix on their current sprint for the Evocati patch, which is focusing on shopping and cargo and trading mechanics, as well as the core gameplay, I suppose, as well. Any major bugs that are found there. This isn't just bug fixing and polish, it seems, as well. They are doing a few things. What did I notice that they were doing? Oh, some of the cool stuff they're doing is they're dropping loads of AI into the servers to test out bugs that might occur when player limits are reached and stuff. So they've been testing with 24, but then now this week they're testing with 100 AIs and NPCs and stuff that they put into the levels, which is cool. This should help fix a load of bugs and potential bugs that we'll have in the future with larger population servers, but also just help improve the actual server population as well. From NPCs and players. I was reading something that I thought was really fucking interesting. But
I couldn't choose a sound for being hosted.
thank you very much, Truman. Much appreciated. Love your fucking face. Well, look, thanks for the host. What was it? The 22nd that we just had? Production schedule. I made some notes. Well, they're setting up some new missions, so there's a repair mission and a basic steel mission. This is apparently going to be in 3.0, it seems. Tidying up the HUDs. Airlocks will open when they're approached now. Testing the object container streaming lighting stuff, which is cool. Well, at least object container lighting is actually what we were doing with exporting it. Messing around with it. Ship weapon prices. Oh, we found out that the Pioneer, so let's talk a little bit about the Pioneer. We'll get on to people's questions in a second. I just want to go over some of this while it comes into my head. A little bit hungover, so a bit sporadic today. Pioneer, going on sale at CitizenCon on the 27th, so the Friday coming up, I think it will go on sale around 7:30, UTC +2, which is Frankfurt local time, because it's being talked about on stage then. For a little while, but it's a large industrial ship. It's going to be $850, which is insane. It's a very expensive ship. It's going to be sold in limited number. It's going to be quite niche. It's a large industrial civilian vessel. We definitely will be able to buy it with store credit as well. But I'm waiting on a response from CIG whether we can use war bonds and whether it's going to be a pre-sale, whether we can buy it as a CCU. Can we use our 20% off vouchers if you're an RSI sub for over a year? RSI scrub. Sorry, I didn't mean that. What else? What else have we got? Oh, there was a cool sneak peek actually. Do I have a picture of that up? Yeah, I fucking do. So there's going to be. I believe this is going to be in 3.0, not 100%, but I'm pretty... oxygen pens as well as medi pens, so well, oxygen refills, emergency ones in the same style as a medi pen, which makes a lot of sense. You want to go, oh no, I can't run very fast because I need oxygen. Stab myself in the eye with oxygen! Or that you're literally emergency running out of oxygen and you need it to stay alive, but... Yeah, I think they're cool. I think it's a cool little idea. What else did we have? Any cool shit before we go and look at CitizenCon stuff and then take questions. So, CitizenCon stuff. Next week we are getting a kind of all-day event, whether you're going to there or not. Tell us more about the Pioneer. Nice, you're confirming War Bond, etc. too. Great work as usual. But thank you very much. That was very, very much appreciated. Oh, you're one of the Matadors guys. I'm doing a organisation spotlight on the Matadors, probably doing an interview with them tomorrow. And then we're going to do featured orgs every month, because I think that's a nice way of giving back to the the community, but also try and weekly or fortnightly do an organisation spotlight on lots of different orgs, and we will go through loads of different fucking orgs. If you want your org to potentially be featured on that, go into my Discord, the BoredGamer Discord, links below, and there is a thread or an announcement page there for Organisation Spotlight, and I'll go through all of the entries from there, and we will talk about it, and I'll try and contact everyone on the list, but I've got so many orgs that have asked, but I will literally go, oh, this is appropriate because I was doing videos on mining this week or something. I want only orgs that are active in, at 3.0, you have to be active in Alpha 3.0 because that helps get people there. So, at CitizenCon, we're going to have multiple presentations throughout the day. With a proper CitizenCon, Gamescom style presentation in the evening that we've always expected. So we're going to have an opening address with Chris Roberts, where there might be some surprises. I'm assuming they're going to announce the Optane Intel new drivers and stuff there. Hard drives there. There's going to be a presentation on animation and mocap data. There's going to be one on game systems and game tech and the general development for the Star Engine, which is going to be really fucking good. There's going to be one from Britton Watkins, who made the Klingon language. We're talking about the Xi'an language updates and lots of stuff like that. It'd be cool if we can actually start to learn it properly now, like the Xi'an language, for people that are massive geeks like me, although I'm fucking awful with languages because I'm dyslexic. We're also going to have the art and tech of the Saturn system. This is probably going to be other than the main presentation, the thing you don't want to miss. That will be talking about procedural planet tech, new tech, points of interest, landscapes, building cool things. Then they're having the Consolidated Outland Pioneer kind of concept talk, where they talk about the ship, talk about its mechanics, and then at 9 PM in the evening, UTC+2, we're going to have that keynote address, which is the presentation. So I'm very excited about that. For those of you that are actually going to Frankfurt for CitizenCon, you can have your head scanned in the game. There's going to be loads and loads of things on the floor that you can do, devs to talk to, lots of office story type stuff. It sounds like there's going to be a bar there, and there's going to be devs at the bar, and it sounds like it's going to be an amazing fan fest, and that's what we wanted from CitizenCon all along, proper fan fest. So fucking really looking forward to that. Hopefully I'll be going, don't know yet. I literally won't know until the day before probably. So I'm kind of semi-assuming that I'm not, so I'm making plans for both, just in case. But yeah. Thanks for the 1 bit, but much appreciated. Do you think ships with have crew, AI crew in the future? You're so... Okay. They'll have to... almost always have to be like at least one NPC on board, but potentially you could potentially have AI drone ships or something, maybe. I know they want to kind of stay clear of that route a bit, but they could be quite dumb or something. But you can have AI modules in them. NPCs are different from AI modules. So just bear that in mind. And Star Citizen, they, in the law, intelligent AI isn't a thing really. It keeps they try and work on it sometimes, and it doesn't work. Is the in law for stuff. Star Citizen's AI, however, subsumption should be pretty cool when it's done. That's going to be some quite cool stuff that we'll be able to do. It's a load of stuff, subsumptions, AI, the economy, everything linked together. What do you consider a good organisation and why? It's not specifically good organisation. It's an organisation that will... Organisations that I want are ones that will be friendly to their members, that give gameplay to people, and that I want to hit a lot of different orgs in the first few weeks that do very different gameplay. Finding the right org for a player is super fucking important. I mean, there's some people that obviously want to play alone, but that org gameplay, those are going to be like a load of your friends that you'll meet. They're going to be people you potentially play the game with for like the next 10 years. And if you have one that's not perfect for you, then you're missing out on some of that gameplay. So I just got on a wide band of them. We don't really know what they're going to show on the main presentation, other than the theme of CitizenCon is exploring new worlds. So expect to see beyond 3.0 gameplay. They've kind of milked 3.0 dry, realistically, for stuff they can show us. So I'm expecting to possibly see jump point stuff, exploration stuff, new biomes, new planetary tech, procedural cities maybe. We're not going to see Squadron 42 stuff. Squadron 42 stuff is going to be in December. With the not the anniversary, with the holiday live stream. We've got the anniversary live stream in November, which is typically the biggest sale of the year that they do. But we should have, we'll have the Pioneer being sold at CitizenCon, and probably a load of other ships as well. Have you sent another question? Oh no, what have I done? Oh, no. Can you soar high? Hi. Where is my cat picture board? I'm a Patreon. I didn't get it. Yes, I will send you your terp, your cat picture. I'll do it on your Discord after I'm done, if you remind me. I'll send you the cat videos and stuff as well. What's in your hangar at the moment, board? Have you melted and reworked it over time, or just bought and held onto concept ships? I do occasionally melt some things that I don't need. I'm going to try and have one of each of the industrial and economy ships, and then a couple of like combat ones that fill the main combat roles, and like one of each of the main roles. So, for example, a Carrack for exploration. But also I'm going to have the Endeavour for science. I'm going to have the Orion and all of those industrial ships, the Reclaimer and all that sort of stuff. That's the sort of stuff I do. But combat-wise, on the moment I've got a Sabre. I'm probably changing that Sabre into a Vanguard Sentinel, stuff like that. So I do mix and move stuff around. I do. Okay, I love buying. I'm addicted to microtransactions because I'm an idiot. Microtransactions play into the way I like to buy things, which is really annoying. And Star Citizen, obviously, because I can justify purchases in Star Citizen as, well, that'll make me more money in the long run from doing content on that. It's a slippery slope. I do recommend everyone buy stuff in-game. Thank you very much, Mr. Shy Guy, lovely. Appreciate the bits. But I'm gonna be getting that Game Changer, hopefully. Like I've got to really, haven't I? Because it's going to be good content. It's going to be a good one. It's good for the economy, good for industry. It seems like, despite the years of work, they only have some basic gameplay mechanics done. Why do you think this is, and what do you think they've been doing all these years? So I've gone to various studio tours. There's lots of stuff they've done significantly beyond 3.0. A lot of the underlying tech it took longer to get in because they added more to it. So, the game, as the scope that it's got at the moment, didn't really start development of the current game until 2013, realistically. It was kind of announced before then, but it changed drastically in scope and got huge amounts of funding, and it's continuing to get more and more funding to this day. Don't expect anything until 2019 for Star Citizen, the MMO, the Persistent Universe stuff, and that will probably be like a beta at late 2019, with hopefully a release date in 2020. That seems semi-realistic. Squadron 42, we're going to find out a load more about in the December live stream. and it should go on the schedule report, and I very much suspect we'll see a release of that pretty fucking soon, after it going onto the schedule report. So early 2018, hopefully, but we'll actually know more December, and we should see some of their potential sales and shit and marketing and stuff that they plan to do. They've worked on loads, and they haven't shown a load. I don't know why. 3.0 represents this huge leap forward with a load of the tech that they want to have in the game, which is object container streaming, which is one of the main things that will be performance based and will help massively to do the stuff they want to do with server meshing and the networking stuff, and because it works with bind culling and all these network techniques and GPU and CPU techniques and stuff to optimize gameplay in general and the amount of data that they need to send and delete and all that sort of shit. So they've done a fuck ton of work that you just haven't seen, and I am able to make videos on the game like 5 times a week, and 2 of those are normally news shows, so they do pump out a lot of stuff. It's just they've been delayed by implementing procedural planets. Subsumptions delayed them. The subsumption AI stuff, definitely. Those are the 2 big things that have delayed the game. Probably about a year and a half, getting those procedural planets in at an early stage, rather than waiting until they get releasing and then getting them in after release. The game's going to be great. Like, I suppose it's got the potential to be shit. I'm not going to... It's just very unlikely. And, yeah. I think it's frustrating that we had to wait like 10 months to get 3.0 into the hands of the Evocati. That's just quite stressful. But, yeah. Do you think there will be planetary faction warfare? Sort of. Yes, I think there's going to be massive ground to air to combined arms battles, and I do think there will be... Well, there's going to be base building, and there's going to be territory control in some form. I'm not sure if it will be like enforced, strict territory control, but it will certainly be like you'll be able to effectively say you own a planet because you can patrol it and stuff. It depends on how you protect it. I'm not sure what sort of enforced things that we'll get, or what kind of defences and things that we can build statically on the ground. Have you heard about price increase for some ships like the Orion, Reclaim and Carrack? Not particularly. I do know that when ships become flyable in game, they will typically be raised in price. Like the Cutlass Black Roebuck will probably be raised in price when it goes with live with 3.0. So just bear that in mind. When ships get released or are very close to completion, their prices go up. That's one of the earlier stages of backing a ship, is you get it cheaper. That said, you can get it very cheap by not buying it at all and getting it in game. And in 3.1, so not 3.0 that's coming out, in Alpha 3.1 you'll be able to buy ships with Alpha UBC. Yes, I'm getting a Pioneer, because I'm an idiot. That's what the donation goal is for as well, because, you know, I have to have a donation goal. Do you think melting a Freelancer free worked Cutlass is a good move? Depends on what gameplay you're going for. I love the new Cutlass. It's got, I think, like 6 size 3 weapons. It's a little bit of a forward-firing gunship, almost. It's going to be able to do a lot. Cargo moving, it's yeah, for the gameplay that I want to do with a medium-sized ship, yeah. But for you, if you want to do like just cargo hauling more efficiently, stuff like that, maybe the Freelancer is a better idea. I don't know. Depends on your needs. Hey bro, do you think we'll see players be able to make more than one toon? Yes, you should be able to make a toon per game package you have at least. Will devs support free speech within game? Even if it's offensive. So I think they'll probably, and don't quote me, they'll probably shy away from stuff that is skirting the line with what's actually offensive, if it genuinely offends someone outside of the game because you're taking it too far. Like, don't be a dick, basically. My org, Nomad Black, is going to be slightly alien racist. So yes, there's going to be human supremacist slightly, but it's not going to play on the real-life comparisons of any form of supremacy or that sort of stuff. It's going to be more sort of... There are ways of doing that. So if you think that something you do is going to be severely offensive or genuinely, or you're doing it to upset people, then that's a bad thing. But the other coin is that people will get offended over anything because of the internet. So just be reasonable. Thanks for all the great content. Thank you very much, Bram. Thank you very much for the donation. I fucking love your face. Or your little tiny avatar, which is just a meeple thing. How far can you jump in real life? Not as far as I used to be able to, because I've become incredibly tubby as a YouTuber. I need to do exercise. I need to lose about 2.5 stone at the moment, which is shit. Will the handheld repair tool be in 3.0? I don't think it will be. I don't know. I don't think it is. I think probably 3.1. You're going to be able to lock your ships and blow open doors on ships in 3.0. I don't think you'll be able to repair anything like that, though. Repair's coming in 3.1, I think. When are they redoing the old outfits? So, they're redoing them for 3.0. A lot of them. They've been redoing all of the armor sets, legacy armor, I think, making it modular. They've been redoing the clothing and stuff, or adding to it. Lots of new stuff for 3.0. Lots of cool stuff. I have an X1, and I'm using it as a lifetime insurance tycoon for the Polaris. That makes sense. Good shout. One of the videos that Noob did recently, and I talked to him about, was lifetime insurance tokens for all, because if you finagle and wrangle enough, you can get lifetime insurance on pretty much any ship. So the thinking was that everyone before the game goes live, or up until a certain date, should retroactively have all ships get lifetime insurance. I'm not sure if that's going to be particularly polarizing to people or not. I don't know. I thought it was a nice idea because it makes sense, because people can get it if they mess around. The issue is that Star Citizen basically promised they wouldn't do that, but it's just irrelevant. I don't know. Slippery slope indeed, but thank you very much for the donation again there, Captain. Much appreciated. Inut. How do I say your name? Inut. Star Citizen loot boxes. Nah. We're not getting Star Citizen loot boxes. I'm happy for them to do loot boxes for Star Marine and Arena Commander, but I don't want them to be based on real money. That should be like, you can spend REC or UEC to get loot boxes. That would be cool. Do it with UEC. Say, oh, you can buy loot boxes for this virtual game with UEC. Normally you buy stuff with REC, you see, but it would be making a real money purchase in game. Real money purchase in game with UEC. Yeah, do something like that. Don't fucking sell me microtransaction bullshit. I will fight against that. I'm okay with the ship sales. I can justify it in the same way that Eve sells Plex, so that it's not pay to win, but it is pay to have an advantage. And some people's pay to wins fucking bullshitometers will be going off when they get the game. They're like, hang on, I want to 1v1 people, and they've got a super and I've got an Aurora, but it's a lot more complicated than that. But will the other ships are on sale during CitizenCon? There should be, yes. We're about to interact with the context of cargo containers. So you're going to be able to go up to kiosks in 3.0, this is, and you're going to be able to buy and sell cargo and buy and sell different cargo. There's going to be some various sizes. I think there was originally just going to be one size of cargo box, but I think there's a few different sizes and looks to cargo boxes now in 3.0. I don't 100% quote me on that, because we don't know what actually will be in the live build or whatever. So you can interact with the cargo in that sense. You can find boxes and put them in your cargo hold as well. You can't physically at the moment mess around with the cargo in those boxes. You will be able to eventually, I believe, but not at the moment. Can you do a video about your personal fleet? Yes, I will. That's actually quite a good idea. I will do it in the future. I love you, mate. Wubba dub, wubba wub. Thank you very much. You too. Derp. Wait up. That was the one. Thank you. Very much appreciated for the donation. I'm not sure if you already answered, but I didn't hear any news on the 300 series rework. I think they are working on it now, if memory serves.
Keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you very much, Medv007. However you pronounce your name. Let's have a look at this. This gets updated weekly as well with a schedule report-ish. And is a kind of, lets us see some extra info about what CIG are working on and planning to work on in the future. It's not 100% accurate or anything. What ship are we talking about? The 300 series. I'm not sure if it's on here. No, I don't know. I don't know. We're actually gonna see it. I'm not sure when we're actually going to see it. 2018 is going to be the year of the ships, though, so expect to see loads of the big ones, including like the Carrack, the 890 Jump, the Banu Merchantman, probably the Idris actually become flyable. stuff like that come into game, and most of the ships to actually be completed in 2018. Obviously, there's going to be new concept ones that will be going through as well that won't come out in 2018. But just bear that in mind. Anute. As when local is filled with enemy ships and mechanics to see friendly neutral enemies exist. Anute. Equal confusion. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I don't know. You're talking to me like I know shit. Me. I don't know shit. Do you think players will be able to play as droids? No. It's just going to be humans for a while, and then they're going to allow playable alien races as the intention as well. But after launch. So it's I don't think the 300 rework is as intense as the Cutlass Blacks rework that it had. Expect probably something slightly more than what the Hornets had. So light remodeling work, updated textures, slightly redefined by the new 600i and the 85X, the way they look. There are some cool pictures actually of that. Oh yeah. So some people think that the engines of the 300 series are going to be like the nacelles here for the 600i. I would support that if that's something they want to do. That would look fucking amazing. Thank you very much, Vengeful 1977. Very much appreciated for the sub. I love your fucking face. Cool Prowler here as well. Some of these would be amazing for. I'll link this actually. Amazing for desktop backgrounds and stuff. I love the engines on the 600 series. 600 series, quite a polarizing ship because it was very expensive and it did the job of other ships worse, probably more expensive as well. But we're going to get they're going to give us some more information on it and give it some more interesting job roles and things as well, I think. Yes, the chart is on the production schedule. Just at the bottom of the production schedule. They changed a load of the production schedule as well this week. They actually removed the stuff for 3.1 and 3.2. So there's no information on that anymore. I suspect that's because they're going to update that, possibly for CitizenCon, but certainly towards the end of the year we're getting a load more information and roadmaps. They also started talking about more interesting things that they're working on, like almost like a studio update, which is pretty cool. So you want to check that out. I don't mind linking it again, it's all good. Vagina is an interesting one. I think it's cool. It's a cool ship. It was the first ship that got me into buying modular things because of the way they did the cells of its modules when it went. And there's the cool living modules and the cargo modules that you can buy and all that sort of stuff. So AI and robots in Star Citizen have kind of never worked in lore. That's the idea of it. They occasionally try and crack AI and it like something will go catastrophically wrong or it just doesn't quite work, whatever. And they try and move away from droids and robots so that everything's a bit more player or NPC in sense of like you're fighting more against humans and aliens and stuff rather than robots and AI. Are we going to see some ship interior customization like colours, wood and some luxury materials? Yes, I believe so. I believe that we're going to have a lot of customization to the internals of our ships in the future. Externals first though. Expect painting in lots of different colours. What about the Saber Raven? We don't really know much about the Saber Raven. We might see it at CitizenCon. It might be bundled in with the Octane drives, as some of the rumours are saying. We don't know if it's just a skin and the weapons loadout for the Saber, or if it's a Super Saber. With like extra turret or something, a hull variant. We don't know. I'm looking forward to it. If the Saber Raven's cool, I will trade my Saber for the Saber Raven. If it's not cool, then I will trade my Saber probably for the Vanguard Sentinel. That's what I'm thinking at the moment, because I want to do some EMP and E-Warfare gameplay on my channel as one of the main things I do, like understanding how E-Warfare works and expect everything Star Citizen to be covered all the time. Like 99% of my channel will be that, but obviously I will specialise in certain things that I'll try and do to like the highest tier, and that will be the economy stuff, that will be the industry stuff, it'll be some combat stuff. I like the idea of capturing ships. I like the idea of boarding and taking other people's ships and that sort of stuff. And I think that's a cool thing. Yes, so they're constantly working on making EVA feel better and move better and stuff. So expect EVA to change throughout. I think someone was watching the TwitchCon panel. Can you do that on stream too, Bored? What do you mean? Don't know what you mean by that. We can watch. We're gonna be watching the StreamCon panel. Wasn't really that great. The TwitchCon one. They were just talking about the history of space games. There wasn't really any tangible information there other than some cool old games they were talking about. It was interesting, but it wasn't really Star Citizen-ish based. I do think they missed a trick when they were talking about Star Citizen because they didn't really talk much about it. They just went, "Oh yeah, Star Citizen's a cool game," and it's the thing. It was Jared and Ben there, and the guy from Elite there, he fucking well jumped on it. He was telling everyone about Elite, and
we love you.
So I think they missed a trick. Maka75, thank you very much. Oh fucking, I love your face. Thank you so much, Maka. Fucking love money for buying spaceships. Bear with me 1 second. 20 seconds. Bear with me. Chair, you're in charge. Chair, good chair. I'll be uploading loads of emotes actually. I've got to update the emotes on YouTube and. I'm back. I'm coming. Not as fast as my feet as he used to be. That's a good chair, isn't he? Isn't he? Isn't he a good chair? Sorry about that. I apologise. How unprofessional. Is there a template somewhere that someone that wants to help test for bugs? Yeah. If you literally go to the Issue Council on the website, there's more information about how to submit bugs. There's all the bugs they currently have or looking at and that sort of stuff. And you can add to bug reports. You can help prioritise bugs and all that sort of stuff. I've checked the link down below. But very useful. That's what Star Citizen's about at this stage. Your input, your feedback, whether it be on balance, about mechanics, about bugs, optimization, all that sort of stuff, helps build the game, helps push the game into what they want to do with it, which is to make the best space sim ever, really. But it's become like more than that. Ben Lesnick said when Wing Commander was made, Wing Commanders, they weren't necessarily the best, but they weren't necessarily the first to do anything. But they did everything the best. They put all these different things together and did it best. And I agree with him. That's kind of what Star Citizen's trying to do. It's putting all these game mechanics and features together, which would have previously been impossible. And it's trying to do them the best, or at least at a very, very high level. And that's what we're all expecting and excited for Star Citizen. Hell, yeah, boarding and taking other people's ships is going to be very fun. The whole mix of flight, working as a team, bunch of mates to disable enemy ship, and then breach it and take over. Yes, oh my fucking god. It's like, that's the combat-wise, the combined arm stuff, so from ground to air to all the way up into space, capital ships fighting at that level, and boarding and disabling an E-War and all that mixed together, just all of the combat on that scale is just fucking amazing to me. Like, I'm super, super happy about it. When do you think they will focus more on bounty hunting? So, actually, probably sooner than you think. I suspect we'll see a design document on that in the not-too-distant future, within a few months, if not sooner. I suspect we'll start seeing lots of game mechanic design documents where they'll start talking about those mechanics, and then we'll see a bit more info on them. We're about to find or create something special, rare weapons, spacesuits, power plants. You're going to be able to overclock systems and weapons effectively to make better ones, or ones that are slightly more unique. There's the potential to be able to find, they've talked about it, but they haven't, like, well, they kind of confirmed it, but we haven't heard much on the actual game for it, play for it, that you might be able to find, like, rare alien weapons that aren't normally better to be found, whether that's through loot or mission objectives or whatever, or whether they can be built or whatever. We don't really know, but suspect there are going to be unique, cool things. Also, don't expect anything to be super OP when it comes to finding things. They'll have downsides. They'll be like, yes, this is an amazing weapon, but it's got a shorter range, and it draws a load of power, and it makes your EM and IR signature really high. I have a Cutlass Black and an Ox looking for a pure fighter and a multi-crew exploration ship. What would you recommend? Oh, so multi-crew exploration, Carrack, but it's expensive. Constellation Aquila, it's fucking amazing. Going to be amazing for exploration. Freelancer DUR, again, that's going to be great for exploration. Pure fighter, depends on your budget. You'll be able to do great pure fighter stuff in the Buccaneer. Potentially be able to do it in the Gladius as well. A lot of that sort of stuff you might want to get in game. If you don't know or not in love with a ship, definitely think about getting it in game. Where's your source stating 28 in October? I don't know. I haven't said 2018 October until it was mentioned there by you. When do you think they will focus more on bounty hunting? That's what we talked about a second ago. Is alien genocide legal in Star Citizen? Probably not. Depends. I mean, you're probably about to kill the Vandal pretty freely. I'm probably going to get my face scanned at another time, because I don't know whether I'm going to be at CitizenCon 100%, which is pretty annoying, because I'm more and more excited by it. It would be unfair to, like, take that position away from someone else, or try to, like, because I would attempt to schmooze my way in. If there wasn't a place for me, I'd be like, I'm BoredGamer. Look, I shaved. Well, obviously in this situation I haven't. Do you think the Orion will be able to land on a planet? It's a big ship and it's an odd shape, so possibly not. Because of the planetary like tech and stuff, and because you're able to land it everywhere on planets, that it's not just specific landing zones. A lot of the larger ships that wouldn't have been able to land normally can land. I probably think the Orion can't, and just because of its shape. But I don't know. It might be able to. It's certainly be able to crash. Will bombers be focused on taking out capital ships only, or do you think they will stand a chance? Well, they'd stand a chance against fighters, but the fighters are designed to kill them, so the fighters are going to be in a better position. But it's to do with like working as a team and DPS and all the kiting and loads of different things. So there's potential that that a bomber will be able to take out a fighter. I mean, you could arm your bombers potentially with a load of anti-fighter missiles and things like that. And you could change a load of the systems actually in a bomber so that it's much more competitive against a fighter, although a fighter that's made more competitive against bombers would probably be more effective in that situation. But you see what I mean. But like I said, if you steal my ship, I will kidnap you and shave your beard. I am going to be in game lawful neutral. I'm not really much into piracy or aggressive PvP, initiating PvP, typically. I'm certainly not going to be in piracy. I will do a bit of piracy gameplay with another group or something, just so I understand it. I think it's important I understand Star Citizen at all levels, because effectively all I do is my job. Yeah. I won't be stealing player ships unless they're pirates, in which case I will steal pirates' ships, which is going to be a thing as well, I suppose. Do you know if they'll add customizable uniforms for organisations that will mark a rank, etc.? I hope so. I hope they're going to have custom decals for ships, for orgs. I think and uniforms and cool clothing and stuff. That would be cool. I'm not sure how feasible it is, but I like the idea. Off to work, bro. Wish I could keep watching, though. We'll have to watch later. Much love for your work piece. Thank you very much, Newt. I appreciate it very much so. And thank you for all the donations. How many ships do I have? Not that many. Probably like 12. I mean, it's a load of ships. What am I fucking talking about? I've got a problem. Can the Reclaimer reclaim a base? Don't know. I'm not sure how salvaging on the ground works. Although we saw a Reclaimer landing near a Vandal Driller. Do you remember that video that was like alien-esque? So potentially, I don't know. We're not 100% sure what the mechanic. Well, we don't know the mechanics or how the Pioneer is going to work at the moment. It hasn't been confirmed that it's base building either. But, I think a lot of us expect that it's going to be. If someone tries to board my ship, I'll just EVA and steal their ship. What if their ship is shit, though? Yeah, so typically if you're trying to steal other people's ships, you don't want to trade for trade ship. You'll want to bring NPCs or other players with you to help bring then both ships back. What gender is your chair? You can't assume a chair's gender. They're fluid. It's seat sexual. Chair sexual. Fuck you. Yes, I think Star Citizen will break 200 million next year. I think quite genuinely. As soon as Squadron 42 comes out, they'll make a fuck ton of money. I suppose that's less crowdfunding money though when Squadron 42 comes out because they'll actually be selling a product. And then they'll probably move on to a pre-order model for Star Citizen as well after Squadron comes out. That's my expectation. The snubs typically can't move between planet and atmosphere freely without the aid of their parent ship. So snubs are like the P-52, the P-72, the Dragonfly, the Nox. They have restrictions to them, but they don't have quantum drives. Although I actually think the X-85, 85X or whatever, does actually have a quantum drive, which is a very special circumstance. I think the actually X-85 might be better to land on planets as well. So it's not really a snub, I suppose. But a lot of those ships can't break or enter atmosphere by themselves. Killing is not legal, if no one knows. That's not how that works, but no one will find out. So, you're about to murder people in certain situations, but you typically won't. It would be hard to murder them in safe areas. Like the idea of that safe area is that it's very hard to murder someone. You potentially could do it. Mortality is always going to be a thing, but it'd be really fucking hard. But in less safe places, yeah. I cannot confirm or deny that, Fractal. How does Simple Joe, like me, who pledged over 10k, wow, get his face scanned in the game. So there will be events around, like CitizenCon and stuff, where they will announce where they have their face scanning stuff there, and you'll be able to get it done, hopefully in the future. That's how you'll get it done. They'll announce it, and then you'll be able to get it done there. People that went to CitizenCon were messaged, or going to CitizenCon were messaged about it, and they had to conform to some things. Have they officially stated what loot or items we can find in derricks or outposts? Not officially, no. Expect lots of different things. Cargo that can be sold and brought onto your ship and sold, and then loads of stuff like armor and weapons and all that sort of jazz. Expect lots of stuff. All for 3.0. Oh, I don't care if you're giving away iPhones. Fuck off. I thought they would be able to Atmo and not just quantum jump. I think some of the snubs can't. I've got a feeling. Wait, actually, let's have a look. Let's have a fucking look, mate. I do get confused sometimes. I'm a bit hungover as well, so my brain isn't as operational as it would be normally. I'm sure there was a section on snubs and things. Ship mess. Ship technical information. That's got to be that. So, snub. A ship that is completely dependent on another ship, sometimes referred to as a parasite craft, will work in space and atmosphere with general energy. Often. Okay, so yeah, I think it's actually. I think you're right. I think it's just the bikes that can't break orbit or come into orbit or go break Atmo or come into Atmo by themselves. I think the snubs then, yes, the snubs can break Atmo and go back to space and stuff. So the 85X and the P52 and stuff were able to go in and out, I think. I've got an itchy beard as well. I'm the worst. I'm so sorry. It's a really bad habit. Are we getting planets on 3.0? Yes, so we're getting 3 moons. So Yella, Daymar, and you can see this stuff here. It's these kind of planets. This is Daymar, I believe. Yella, Daymar, and Selin. And we're also getting a planetoid, which is actually quite similar to Earth's moon, I suppose, but with more peaks and mining machines on it, which is Delamar. And lots of points of interest and stuff like that as well. Lots of potential gameplay. Lots and lots and lots and lots. According to the schedule report, serialized variables are part of 3.0. What's the next step for the netcode after that's done? So they're going to increase working on implementing object container streaming, which is going to be massive performance gains in general. There's bind culling, and then there's going to be various network optimizations after that. So bind culling is literally where they try and work out the distances at which data needs to be sent and received, and what's irrelevant data. That will be massive for the optimization of the networking stuff. And then they're going to be doing server meshing after that. So expect a lot of that to come in for 3.1, then server meshing to come a bit later, or a lot later. They'll need to work on the tech for it. But they'll be getting more and more and more players in every major patch, I believe. So expect at least 24 for 3.0, and then probably quite quickly, assuming quite quickly, to 36 to 48, and then 100, and then it'll probably remain at 100 for a little while they mess around with server meshing, but we'll have to wait and see. That is something I've pulled out of my ass, but I'm thinking that's my brain is currently thinking. According to the schedule report, and that's what we just read, what do you think your best advice for getting access to the PTU when it launches? Will the community subs get access like in 2.6? Probably. In a concierge getting into first wave, I believe. People that are active on the issue council getting into the first wave. It's potential that subs will get into first wave as well, because it makes CIG fucking money by giving it as a perk. More people sub. But there'll be first or second wave subs, definitely. If there's any more ways that appear, I will say. If I keep my lifetime insurance ships tokens, can I CC you after retail release and get my LTI on my new ships? So not after retail. So when they actually release the full game, I think towards beta, they'll be going CCUs and ship sales are going away. But they'll announce that fully. There'll be lots of announcements and expect a big sale and stuff like that. Ship-to-ship docking is still an option for the future. Yeah, so there will be... There's just no docking collars. They were going to have the forceful docking collars we could climb onto other ships. And they got rid of that, and now it's lots of EVAing and ships landing in ships and stuff. I'm pretty sure, but it could potentially come back in the future, docking collars. Just they're not currently using them. I'm sure the Mustang beta is going to get a rework. Yeah, the Mustangs will get a bit of rework. Don't expect this huge rework on them, though. I expect the Mustangs to get a bit of rework. I think they're actually undergoing the rework now. Open cockpits snubs can't enter and exit Atmo. That makes sense. So the open canopy bikes and things. What beer do I drink? Anything that's available? Asahi is probably a beer that I like most of Japanese beer. It's quite nice. It's a little bit sweet. Yes, so yesterday during the day I did an escape room, which was an 80s spy-themed one in a record shop. It was actually pretty cool. Lots of little puzzles there. I had to get out in an hour. We did it in 48 minutes or something. It was very good. It made me feel very organised when I was like, right, get out of the room. You get out the fuck. You work on this. It was fun. It was good. And then we went out for meal. Afterwards to a nice Italian called Lupa. It's a very, very nice Italian. Very cheap as well. Reasonable prices, but very good food. And then we went out to clubbing for a little bit, drunk too much, got very depressed. One of my best mates is leaving to Birmingham. And I'm like, ooh. That's really... When I get depression, it's because I'm bipolar, it hits me in like a massive fucking hammery wave, and I'm very emotive as a person when I'm sad or whatever, what I say, what I'm thinking. So I was like, oh, I don't want you to go. Yeah. But yeah. But I'm good now. It was too much to drink. Bob, did you hear back from CIG in regards to the War 1 pre-sale and special edition of the Pioneer? No, I didn't, but I didn't actually check thinking about it. So let's go to my... Oh, shit. Sorry, I just seen about my own t-shirts. Hashtag sell out to myself. 9 hours ago, we did an escape room. For people that want to see my escape room pictures. How do go tweet? If I can go. Me dressed up afterwards. Like, why are we dressing up afterwards? Great question. No, they haven't replied yet. So I asked specifically CIG about the Pioneer. They said that we can use store credit to buy it because it's a limited number. We can use store credit to buy it if we want to, but I'm still trying to work out. Well, they haven't messaged me about whether we can use we can buy it as a CCU, so cross chassis upgrade for another ship. Whether there will be a pre-sale, whether we can use our 20% off vouchers, and whether there's going to be War 1 sales. So we don't know about that yet. Board, are planets going to have random things to find if I go out? Yes, without accepting mission. Yeah, even in 3.0 there'll be randomly things to go and find. It probably won't be that eventful or fleshed out until the future. But in the patches coming after that, there'll be lots more and more and more, from flora to fauna to NPCs to aliens to lots of stuff. Just in 3.0, quite limited. But there'll still be stuff to find in 3.0 without missions. After server meshing is working in the distant future, do you think a dogfight between players in the UK, US, and Asia can... That's a good question. I think the lag and stuff will get better and better and better. But I still think it might be... that there's still going to be slight issues with it. And yeah, there might be slight reg issues and things with people pings. We don't know. We're not going to know yet, and we're not going to know how that's going to work, unfortunately. There's probably a way that they can get around it so that it works reasonably well. The issue really is dogfighting in FPS, isn't it? It's the high action, the quick, high DPS stuff that you need to... I can destroy your ship or you can destroy mine kind of thing. The slower fights are less important, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to... it could be an issue. It might not be. They've certainly got the server infrastructure from Amazon Web Services to be able to do kind of whatever the fuck they want. It's just... latency is always going to be a thing, isn't it? When you're talking about people that might have a latency of 20 compared to someone that might have a latency of 160, that's a big pain nowadays. But I'll look at the network code in lots more detail once we know more. What would you choose, LTI or bigger ship, if you had to choose? A Reclaimer. Reclaimer's my favourite ship. Will the Aurora rework change how it flies and or feels? Just generally, 3.0 will change the way that, and every other major patch probably, will change the way that some of the ships fly and feel. Everything's been updated for Item System 2.0, the systems between them communicate now, so yeah, expect the Aurora to fly differently because we're in Alpha 3.0. If you had to make a guess, do you see the PTU launching around CitizenCon or much later? Probably later. I'd say there's a 1 in 10 chance that we could have the early PTU for CitizenCon. It's very unlikely. There is stuff that they need to do. There's 20 issues that they want to fix with the current shopping and cargo stuff for the Eva Carty patch. And then, I'm sorry if you can hear the pipes in my house. Someone is using the bathroom next door, and all the pipes are under my room. Unfortunately, it's not the best for recording. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so after they fix those 20 bugs, they'll probably move on to subsumption and missions, which will probably have like another set of 25, 30 bugs that they need to fix. I'm expecting in 6-7 weeks to go to PTU. That might be a bit upsetting to some people, or like, oh, that's my estimate. How is cargo transportation going to work? In 3.0, very simply, you're going to be able to go up to kiosks and literally go, I'm going to purchase 20 crates of whatever, and it will say how much room you've got in your cargo bay. You buy that, it will literally spawn in your cargo bay in 3.0, and then you can go to other kiosks on different points of interest and sell that cargo for whatever price is there. And the idea is you'll hopefully make money. But obviously you can get attacks and stuff on the route. There will be boxes to find while you're walking around, or mission sites as well, and loot that you can put and bring back to your cargo hold. You will be able to blow up other people's ships, and some of their, if they were a cargo ship or they had cargo in the hold, some of it will explode out of the hold, and you can pick it up and take it back to your ship. That's the idea. In the future, that's going to be a lot more fleshed out. There'll be loading times for your cargo, and there's going to be loads of different cargoes, boxes, loads of different ways of securing things. There's a lot going on. Also, in 3.0, you'll be able to land, effectively use cargo bays as landing bays as well for like the Nox or the Dragonfly or the bikes or the Azure Rover and things like that. If you've got enough room, secure them in there. And then you'll be able to, they'll basically be treated as cargo, but that's how you'd store one of a vehicle during flight. Treat them as cargo. How strong do you think the modding community will be? So they've made so many great tools for Star Citizen. It's a very tool-centric game. One of the things that they were doing, they're gearing the game to hopefully for this great experience. So they've got these great ergonomic, powerful tools. Assuming that CIG give them out in the and reskin them slightly so they're a bit even easier to use. I suspect this modding community for this would be amazing. Lumberyard is free and will allow you to do people to learn how to do Star Citizen stuff before Star Citizen comes out. And they said they'd support modding probably after release. Private servers and modding. I think that's going to be fucking amazing. And I think we will get Battlestar Galactica and Star Wars and loads of different survival games type things like PUBG on a planet, because this is a universe simulator they've basically built, or a galaxy simulator. It's just fucking cool. How close do you think we are for publishing the ship matrix? Really fucking close. I'm actually expecting it for CitizenCon though. I have no. A little while ago, they said 1 or 2 months away. That was a few weeks ago. So potentially it's almost ready to go, if not ready, and that they're getting these documents, the Shipyard documents out, explaining how it all works, and then I'm going to release it straight afterwards. That would be my expectation. I'm so looking forward to it. I mean, it's such a major thing. The Delta Patcher, the ship's matrix, things that aren't actually direct gameplay have made me so excited. This is a weird thing. Oh my god, that's really fucking loud. How can we as a community, and especially your fellow streamers, make CIG understand that refreshes need to be a higher priority? Not sure what you mean. They are going to be fleshing out a load of new game mechanics and important game mechanics and professions over the coming few months. We just haven't seen much, because we had a massive drought for 3.0, and because it's the foundation of the game rather than some of that core gameplay. But you're going to see loads of cool stuff for science, for various different things, for combat, for e-warfare, for medic stuff, for mining, industry, trade, loads of shit. Mapping, exploration. Are you still as excited to play 3.0 as you were before you got into Evocati? Evocati isn't a... I haven't been playing as much of the Evocati stuff as I would like, because I've been busy as well, and I've got quite a powerful firewall, which was causing issues. But Evocati isn't sort of like gameplay really testing, it's more a job. Like, it's more sort of like you are finding bugs and you're describing bugs, and it's a chore. It's I'm looking forward to the first wave PTU, because I will be able to sit down and actually kind of play. Do you know how many bugs are left in 3.0 before we get a live version? No. So the 20 that they want to fix at the moment in their current run with getting cargo and shopping to a good level. And then they'll probably be moving on to missions and subsumption AI. And then after that, it'll probably be some form of polish. And then it'll go to first wave PTU, I expect. We'll be able to interact with contents of cargo containers. In the future, yes, but not in 3.0, only through kiosks in 3.0. Yeah, we should see stuff for Spectrum, stuff for the Mobiglass, and stuff for the game in general when it comes to mods. Some of those mods for like the Mobiglass might be able to be used in the actual normal PU, which is great. I've got a really itchy nose. I'm so sorry. Mwah, fucking beard, man. What will I use my prospector for in 3.0? Will there be a surprise mining? No, mining's coming in 3.1. You'll be using it to fly around. It's and it probably looks cool. Unfortunately. Statement. Really enjoy these videos. Thank you very much. Appreciated, Robert. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? 7 to 8. Do you already have a plan for topics / streams once the PTU live build launches? Not really. I mean, I've got some stuff in mind. Nothing in particular. I cover the news, so I'm quite malleable with the hot topics. Go on Reddit every day. Go and look at the Star Citizen forums and stuff every day on Spectrum. It's actually quite easy to keep up with the news once you've got the procedure behind it. It's probably about 2 hours of actual research a day at the moment for me, which is much compared to what it used to be. Can the Polaris do exploration or cargo? Yeah. Yeah, it can. It might not be as suited as like a Carrack or as a Hulley, but it certainly can do them. Have the room. Since permadeath isn't coming to 3.0, why would anyone hand over crates to a pirate? Well, they could just blow you up, I suppose. Depends. I mean, with testing stuff, it's a lot of seeing if mechanics work and stuff with Star Citizen. It's not a fleshed out game or anything. We're playing an alpha. We're supposed to be testing mechanics and things out. It's not a sit down and play game yet. So, what's the first thing you plan to do in 3.0? So, I'm torn either between doing the missions, like going through the full mission set, and like for a good day, or if I want to, I'll probably go straight down to a planet. I'll probably go to Daymar, and then go to each of the planets quickly, just to see what they look like, how they've improved, how they've changed, the weather and all that sort of stuff. Like it's very exciting, some of the stuff. When you get out of your ship for the first time on a planet, or a moon in this case, I think people are going to go, fuck me, this is different to 2.6.3. How much is the Prospector? Is it 100 and something? I can't fucking remember. So selling accounts is black market stuff. You can go over to Star Citizen Trades on Reddit if you want to talk and do stuff like that. It is black market stuff, so it is against the terms of service, though people still do it. Grey market is just selling ships on accounts, and that's like it could be shut down at any time, but it's not forbidden. How are more of these blocks of bugs will there be? I actually think there will just be after the shopping one. I think there's just going to be subsumption and AI, and then possibly a smaller like polish one after that. But is Star Citizen at TwitchCon today? Is there something today on it? Sorry if there is. I thought I saw the panel on it yesterday. It's a panel on space games in genre. Let's just go here just in case.
The real question is why?
Live from Glitch Theatre. It's all good. Event schedule. So what's the Sunday?
Did I do that?
This is...
Oh no. I don't know. Anything happening today with it? No, so they moved away from the docking collars from the Cutlass, the actual extended docking collars, because having ships moving and stuff was complicated and odd for what they wanted to do. So they moved towards like the Prowler and stuff, and having ships landing in ships and going next to each other and EVAing out. And they moved on to trying to make better EVA mechanics. They're not that they'll reserve the right to have them again in the future. There'll definitely be docking to ports and stuff on the space stations and things. It's specifically those docking collars that were forced and grabby onto things. I don't think it really removes any mechanics because you just EVA out. I suppose it's the safety of that bit. Thank you very much. You watch them daily, Mr. Shiley Guy, lovely. Appreciated. Hey Bored, you're an asset to the community. Well, thank you. Thank you. We'll be able to use Spectrum via our mobile glasses. I think so. I think that's the idea. And then you can have them integrated onto actual mobile phone and shit like that as well. It's going to be like multi-platform and lots of cool stuff. The regular Aurora, not a lot of money. Would a freelancer be a decent upgrade for 3.0? Yeah. But I'd wait to 3.1 and buy them all in game without VBC, without spending more money. It depends on what you want gameplay wise. Like freelance is cool, going to be cool. Cutlass Black's cool. It depends on your gameplay needs. I always recommend, if people are looking for an upgrade but not a huge one, Avenger Titan from Aurora or Mustang. Avenger Titan's going to be fucking great. $50 ship, cheap upgrade, and it's going to be able to do cargo. It's decent combat. It's going to be faster and better and more efficient than your Mustang and your Aurora. So it's good. Surrender the cargo. You keep your ship. The pirate let you go. That's what the hope is, isn't it? With ship naming, e.g. the Warbond 600, if your ship is stolen, we'll use the name... no, so the idea is that you'd just claim it back on insurance, I believe, and you'd get the name back on that as well, I think. 99% sure. I can't remember how much the Terrapin was. I think it was $195. Someone correct me. I think it was $195, but... Request. With the new ship matrix coming out, can you redo the buyer's guide? Yes, I'm excited to redo the buyer's guide. I will redo them significantly. I will talk to Nubafar as well, because that's the sort of shit we love. I'll probably talk to some of the Rogue Squadron guys as well as Magos and some of the other guys as well for balance and intention purposes. The Twitch panel just ended. Thank you. Do you know what that Twitch panel was on? DVH Maverick. I didn't actually realise they were doing one. I'll actually go and have a look on Reddit's quick. Oh, right. There's nothing on the Reddit about it. Okay. Will playing Star Marine get you UEC in 3.8? No, it will get you REC. REC is, REC is the currency for Star Marine and Marine Commander, and it allows you to rent weapons and equipment for use in Star Marine and Marine Commander. It's not going to get you UEC. UEC is the Persistent Universe currency. Right. Does the Evocati use the issue council, and do you know they made any search improvements since 2.6? Yes, so the Evocati uses issue council. Happily say that. It's a similar process to what you would have done if you've reported any bugs before. It's just typically more focused on certain things. Like they'll be like, well, we're working on shopping and this experience. We want to look at this and this and this and this. If you can try and do this, and we're also aware that there are issues with these things. Then there have been various improvements to the processes for bug reporting, capturing that data, and the way they use that data. So it's not so much. Okay, so one of the things they're doing with turrets in the new stat system is weapons that had hard points before that were twin linked. They've now basically been said they're all turrets. So the chin turret on the Mustang, the ball turret, and the chin turret on the Hornets, they're all turrets. Some of them are proprietary. So, for example, on the Mustang, you might be able to have, or the Hornet, whatever, you might be able to have 2 size 1 weapons, or 3 size 1 weapons, or 2 size 2 weapons, or a size 3 weapon, all those different turrets or whatever. So, yeah, simple as that. And they will only work with a turret point, so it has to be a proprietary thing you plug in. Will ships be available at all time in 3.1? I'm not sure what that means, sorry. But you will be able to buy ships in with Alpha UEC in 3.1. Those ships will be wiped, and Alpha UEC will be wiped from patch to patch. though, so just bear that in mind. Do you think we will get small amounts of UEC in Arena Commander and Star Marine in case you lose it all in the verse? No. I do think there will be ways in the Persistent Universe for you to get money more easily and safely if you need to get back on your feet, though. Also, you'll be able to take jobs without ships as part of crews and things like that. There'll be FPSC missions. There'll be, and you'll be able to. A lot of people will probably want to mostly live on a planet or something and do base buildy stuff and managing stuff like that. So making drugs and things on the planet side or something. Do you think they will slave tally turrets? I think the potential that you could slave tally turrets, yes. I think that will be a thing. So if ship buying comes out in alpha stage using UEC, will you be able to keep them to the next update or beta comes? No. The idea is that with alpha UEC, that's for testing purposes and they'll be wiped from patch to patch. They also update databases all the time as well, which is probably a reason they'd wipe the alpha UEC. A while ago, your opinion was that Alpha 3.0 will definitely be live this year. That's still my opinion. Still my opinion that Alpha 3.0 will still be live this year. I'm pretty sure of that. I can't be 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Now that 3.0 is going to come out, will patches come out quicker now? Or is it still... Yeah, so... they should be coming out a lot quicker now. 3.0 is this massive foundation of stuff. They've been working on 3.1, 3.2 and beyond as well. For quite a while, so there's lots of stuff already done for them. So yeah, we should see patches a lot quicker. Will beds be functional in 3.0? Not in the way that they're used for persistence in the future, where you'll sleep in them to log out safely. But you should be able to get in and get out of them. The animations should work. Thank you very much, Daniel Vetter. You're a fucking legend. I will... This is the link you just posted me for everyone. It's the, hopefully, because I've just posted without checking, it's the panel for Star Citizen they did at Twitch a moment ago. In addition to player prestige, do you think certain ships like the Polaris is incredibly successful in battle, will maintain notoriety outside of who's the captain? Maybe. Ships might be, so stuff in lore what will happen in game, so a ship that does particularly well, the ship or the captain might get notoriety in that particular area, and the news and stuff might appear about them, more missions and pirates might try and hunt them down, so yeah, the potential for that. Do you think all alpha backers get something nice when the game goes live in a few years? Yeah, probably. Might just be like extra UEC or some more extra flair and stuff, but alpha backers, the earlier backers have been getting occasional little rewards. Because they don't need to hire or sponsor me, I suppose. If they hired or sponsored me, CIG, then I would lose credibility and autonomy. I need to be able to cover Star Citizen warts and all in the way that I see fit, not some marketing bullshit where they go, well, you can't talk about this, or you can't talk about this. I hate the fact that I have to conform to some of the fucking NDAs. I think that's fucking bullshit. I'll always fight against that. I think more information for everyone is always better. I understand that I might see something in an office store that I'm not supposed to, especially because I go out of my way to look for stuff like that. I can say that I'm very excited about Squadron 42 and some of the other ships they're bringing us. I'm 32, I think. 1985. I've got this for everyone. Do you think 3.0 will go into PTU around CitizenCon? No. I think that's very unlikely. Do you think... I think the Master Endeavour will be more fun than the Pioneer. I think the Pioneer is going to serve a really important purpose, and it's cool, but I don't think it's going to have as much constant use that you could have as the Endeavour. I would go for an Endeavour. Gameplay. Pioneer is going to be significantly more niche. Does any part of persistent work, or does logging in, logging out work like it does in 2.6.3? In 3.0, you will be able to log out, and when you log back in, you will be where you logged out. Your ship and everything will be persistent with your logging in and out as well. So you log back in your ship. So actual significantly better persistence than we had in 2.6.3. I don't think there is a cap in players and orgs at the moment, and this is something that might need to change, because you do need player caps, don't you? Because otherwise you get odd things happening. You're the reason I check my phone every day. Oh, that's actually quite sweet. Creepy, but sweet. Thank you very much, Andrew. That's very. Thank you for the kind words, genuinely. We'll have a colour-plated Aurora. That's what we need. Do you have any beard growing tips? I go ginger as well. No, this is literally just let it happen. I trim it very slightly occasionally. I'm learning how to beard at the moment. It's a new thing for me. Don't tell my wife. Okay, okay, right. Don't worry. We are a little secret. When 20 bugs are fixed, will 3.0 be released to the PT? No, so they'll move on to another area. So that the 20 bugs that they're currently fixing are specifically to core gameplay, but also shopping, cargo, and that sort of stuff. And then they'll be moving on to another set of bugs, which might be the last set, or the last major set, which will be probably missions and subsumption. The Aquila comes with the P-52 Merlin and the Azarova by default. We might see some like underwater or sea or stuff like that planets at CitizenCon potentially. I don't know when we'll see full water planets. I know they have been working on the water tech, but I'm not too sure to what extent it is working at the moment. Did CIG say if the Banner Merchantman is actually in production? It is in production, I believe. Oh! The Carrack is in production. I'm not sure if the Banner Merchantman is in production. Carrack was in production earlier than scheduled, which is great. Banner Merchantman should be in production as well, yes. Should be, but not confirmed. Find out more probably in the monthly report. Shown on the graph as being in production. It's a good indicator. How will passenger missions work? Will you physically see your passengers entering your ship? Yes, and leaving. And you might have to maintain some of their needs. And I'm not talking about like fluffing them or anything, but like feeding them, making sure that they're safe, making sure they have adequate use of facilities. How do you get your studio tour? Contact CS, Wes. I will, when I go for my next one, because I'm hoping to get like a couple a year, because I'll attempt to schmooze. So you go, come on, you know it's good for you, me knowing shit. It gives me like doing fucking information. It gets me more connected to the community and everything, and with what CIG are doing, and I'm effectively an advocate for their game because I fucking love it. The more I know, the better, and so I can more effectively convey info. When I go for my next one, when I find out what the next one is, Wes, I'll contact you because Wes is one of the people that got me into Star Citizen originally. In fact, he is pretty much the reason I got into Star Citizen. But you contact CS and ask them. There probably won't be a studio tour until expecting March. So, do you think there will ever be a way to have shared ownership of a ship pulled out of VWC? Yeah, there will be at some point. I'm not sure when. We'll be able to get to do stuff with orgs, like org banks and org ship sharing and things like that as well. Yeah, it's definitely better that they don't sponsor and back YouTubers and content creators and stuff. It would just be stupid. I mean, you wouldn't be able to trust what they say in that way. In the future, once the game's released, maybe they'll do some shit like that. I could imagine it might work in certain situations. You just have to be careful. Like, they need to be sensible with their marketing. In game, will ships be available all the time, or will, for example, only the Saber be available at certain times? In game, you'll be able to buy ships off players and when they're made. Like, there's an economy that literally goes, is this ship made? It's in, because the ships will need to get made literally from by factories that will need iron and stuff, and you'll have generate missions for people to bring cargo of iron to planets and things like that, and electronics and bits of sabers. If they're not, so they're available only at certain times, because they literally need stock of them in the stores. So in 3.0, yes, you're allowed to keep stolen ships. If you take them back to like a legal area of space and you're spotted in them after someone's made an insurance claim on them, I think that will make you a criminal. If you land them at a lawful place, and they'll be taken away from you effectively. But you'll be able to keep stolen vehicles and ships until you lose them. They're destroyed. What's the main goal of the game? To control systems? No, it's a sandbox MMO. Whatever you kind of want to do. Did you already theorycraft about the Pioneer? Well, I think I know exactly what the Pioneer is. Because one of my last studio tours I went to, I was talking to devs about some of the ships that they were going to have in the future, the concept. Does this smell infected to you? Oh, does this smell infected to you? No. Go see a doctor, bro. Can you do a video on the Kickstarter stretch goals and provide updates to all of the promised gameplay mechanics? Yeah, it's actually probably a good idea. So we can... I'll look at the original Kickstarter and the stretch goals list from the website and their funding. We can do that. Can have a look at that and see the change of scope of the game. That's a good shout. Can you say anything like there is more soundtrack in 3.0 with your eggy head ever so shiny and your beard making you look like a Wild West person ever so more? Thanks for all the work. I can't say anything about the actual content of 3.0 when it comes to the Evocati stuff. Yeah. What are you most looking forward to post 3.0 other than your Reclaimer? Basically, play with my friends. I want tangible gameplay for the game that is addictive, and I want my friends who are not massively into Star Citizen, some of them, to want to play Star Citizen. With that means the game needs to be a lot less buggy, and needs to have a lot of tangible gameplay and hooks. When you log out, does your ship persist? So, in 3.0, I believe it will log off with you. In the future, your ship will probably log out with you if everyone's sleeping in a bed on your ship. It's one of the uses of beds. They allow you to safely log out. The idea. Yes, that's the idea. When you sleep in a bed, your ship will disappear for other players. That's the idea. So there's a large org-based operations, and a ton of players want to all show up at the game for an in-game meeting. If the engine can only handle 25 per instance, how can it happen? Server meshing and stuff is technically the idea is that they're going to have as many players as they want in an area. It's the idea. More servers spin up to handle sections based on object container streaming and lots of the other stuff. We don't know if they're actually going to do that exactly how they want, but don't expect just 25 people. Expect thousands, if not everyone, being able to be in areas together. Like, genuinely madness. But that's the plan. How will passenger missions work? Yeah, already talked about that. Yes, you will sue players. NPCs enter and exit your ship, and you will need to serve their needs, not fluffing. What do you mean by tangible gameplay? So tangible gameplay, gameplay that's like a proper released game. Something where I can sit down and go, I really fancy playing Star Citizen for 4 hours in the persistent universe with a load of my mates. So like that, like you can with Eve, like you can with Elite Dangerous. So tangible gameplay isn't just repetitive, same exact thing again and again. Like the 2.6.3 persistent universe, we've done the test missions 1,000 times, we've done the Cryo 1,000 times. It's not really tangible gameplay. Well, there's tangible gameplay there, but it's just like 4 hours of it. The turrets are better the turrets have been receiving various improvements for 3.0, as has multi-crew in general, and item system 2.0 is allowed for a lot of cool stuff. What do you think about the Redeemer going back to take things from the original concept art of the ship? Yeah, so they need just to entirely redo, they need to do a second phase concept on the Redeemer, definitely. And then they need to be getting that in the game. A lot of people want that ship. What ship do you recommend for passenger transport? The Genesis Starline is going to be the top end for that. I don't know that much about the mechanic other than what they showed in the Genesis Starliner one in the first place, which was you can have passengers in your ship. You all need to go and serve them drinks and make sure they get to their destination quickly and efficiently, stuff like that. Can you do a collab vid with Ben Lesnick? In what sense? Like in a similar style to Benstow with Batgirl. Originally, when I started my channel, I tried to get something like that, but no one answered me. Now they regret it. Yeah, maybe, potentially. Need to think of a reason why. I'm happy to interview the devs and things. I'd probably get interviews with Chris Rollins and stuff. I just need to... It would need to be at a time where they're not doing a CitizenCon or a Gamescom or got a live event lined up, because there's going to be loads of stuff they want to talk about that they can't. Do you know if jump points will be instantaneous, or will they take... I think they will take time to travel, and there will be a gameplay mechanic there.
I am going to buy
with some description.
Spaceships.
Whoopsie. Drops mic.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Aventador. Oh my... Did you just donate 550? Oh my fuck. Thank you. Well, that's a... Thank you for buying me the Game Changer. You and a couple of other people have donated a stupid amount of money. Thank you so much. So, Aventador is leader of the Matadors org, who are not dickhead pirates. They're extortion, and we'll be talking about them in the organisation spotlight. But I think for some people that's going to be great gameplay.
You put into your videos.
I think piracy needs to be addressed. Thank you very much, Daro Skyo. Thank you very much. For Jesus Christ, Aventador, you're fucking mad in the best possible way. Thank you. But I think piracy gameplay is going to be really important for people. Now, Force PvP is a lot of people not going to want it, but there are going to be areas that you can be safe in it. It's the other side of the coin, and piracy with light roleplay and stuff done correctly, I think it's going to be fun and enriching for everyone, and we will talk about it in a way, and we'll talk about it and look at it, and I think some people it's going to be great, and some people will obviously want to avoid PvP in any circumstances, and that's fine as well. You're going to be able to have measures and steps to avoid that, and we will talk about that next week. I know, right, Wes. I fucking know. Because, wow. Yeah, fuck, Jesus Christ, man. Has CIG ever talked about or mentioned any form of quick travel? Well, there's quantum travel. Oh, you're talking about actually like quick travel that you have in games. Now, it's just going to be, I believe, the quantum travel and the jump stuff. You might be able to auto-set waypoints and things like you can in Eve.
Keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you very much, Draken Arroway. I've said your name many times before. Every time I say it, I get it wrong. Aventador, you're fucking so... Thank you so much, guys. Goodbye, Game Changer. Thank you. I think that's a smart thing to do for donation goals on the channel, though. It will be for ships and things. Like, see, do you have the SO? Or a channel goal for the SO? Like, we'll... Yeah. Because then I can make content. That's what the channel's supposed to do. So thank you, genuinely. It makes my life a billion times easier, and I'll say easier. It makes it more enriched and full. I can do fucking cool videos. Thank you. The fucking new PC that everyone bought me as well. Thank you. Everyone keeps fantasizing about Star Citizen that will be released, having cities and huge systems and intensive systems. Do you see this being reasonable, or do you see the final game being 3.0 on steroids? It's going to be a lot more than 3.0 on steroids. I think that obviously there's a massive amount of hype. I don't think it can ever live up to the amount of hype that a lot of people fantasize about. I do think that Star Citizen is going to be possibly one of the best games ever. And I do think it's going to do a lot of things right, like Wing Commander did at the time. Obviously, massively different. Wing Commander's fucking ancient now, and a different kind of genre of gameplay. But yeah, I do think they can do a lot of what they said they can do. And as long as they can do, I don't know, 30% of it, it's going to be a fucking amazing game. But I think they'll handle a lot of the stuff pretty well. I think they'll have to make concessions on these huge cities and stuff like that. So some of the stuff is just like, well, yeah, you can have a city planet, but you're not going to be able to explore a city planet. There's not enough areas of interest that you'll be able to do on city planets. Makos, thank you very much for subbing. So, like, they need hero zones. They need the small hero landing zones on these fully populated planets. And that, so that they can have procedural cities that look great, but they're not going to be able to be fully explorable. That'd be insane. Well, maybe they will, but I don't think so. There's going to have to be concessions like that and stuff. But yeah, definitely not just 3.0 on steroids. 3.0 is going to be very content light compared to what we get in the future. WowBG, congrats on your channel, bud. Just saw you have 85,000 subs on YouTube. I remember when you had less than 20. You're my go-to man for news. Thank you very much, TK Musing. Very much appreciated. There's some great other content creators as well that I get to work with and help advise, actually, like Nubifire, Super Mac Brothers, STL Youngblood, even with people like Detox as well. the streamer side, Twerk and Saurus. I've got a very good community, and I've been very blessed with the people I've got to work with. Yeah, I know, right? Candy Panda. That's quite a nice name. Rolls off the tongue. Are you having fun in 3.0 as an Evocati? It's a chore. It's a chore. It's cool to see. It's very pretty. It's very like awe-inspiring. Like, fuck me, this is fucking beautiful. Jesus. But it's hard. What's our board? Do you use HS Voice Pack AI? I don't at the moment. I'll probably use Nubifiers again actually when I get back into it. Yeah, I will be using an AI voice pack. Yes. And if so, which is your favourite? Oh, I like Noobs because it's funny that he's talking to me because I talk to him very often anyway. And there's some hidden bonuses in them for me. Yeah, so yeah, potentially we're about to build space stations and take over space stations as well. There's lots of gameplay that's still developing, and it's one of the reasons I say don't expect a beta for Star Citizen until 2019. Do you think PvP will be like Empire versus 0.0 in Eve, Laura series? I think I think they're going to be relying on Eve's model for a lot of things when it comes to PvP and economy. That's what I'll say. Oh, thank you, Bullets. I'm quite rude sometimes, sometimes quite crude, sometimes quite ragey when I'm actually playing games. I like to think I'm, try and be polite, try not to be a cunt. See, I sworn now. What ship do you think under $110 will be a good ship for grinding missions in 3.0? Avenger Titan. Love the Avenger Titan. Well, Avenger Titan or Cutlass Black would be my options for under $110. That's what I'd look at. New ship goal, Saber Raven. We don't know much about the Saber Raven. We don't know if it's just a skin for the Saber. We don't know if it's going to be a whole new variant or whatever. I'm excited to see what it is. They talked about being able to control an NPC at some point who's crewed on a friendship. Yeah, they talked about being able to jump into NPCs. Not sure if that's still going to be a thing, but I hope it is. Was that 550 completely not earmarked? Was there anything you wanted that was going towards specifically? Yes, specifically, if you see at the bottom right, it was going towards the Pioneer, which is now overly funded. I don't know what other donation goals we can have. They always get smashed by people like Aventador and other people. Thank you so much. Like, it's fucking amazing to have people that are mad enough to spend money on me. And I do appreciate it. It's fucking cool. Will the organisation concept, including putting logos on your ships, be operational 3.0? No, I'm expecting more skins for ships, but I'm not expecting painting of ships, and I'm not expecting logos or decals or anything in 3.0. In the future, yes, but not in 3.0. Do you think I should go and do my job? Because I'm kind of happy just to sit here and watch this. You can watch it later. Go do your job. I always motivating to do stuff is important. Someone I can see clapping. What's happening? What is this?
I'm gonna buy so many spaceships.
We have matadors at TwitchCon. You guys better not take your eyes off your stuff or you will lose it.
Wow.
Better pay them insurance premiums.
Wow. They are going to be thieves and mafia matadors. Maybe we'll talk about them later. But Aventador seemed like a nice chap. A little bit crude in his language that he used in his chat, but if you like banter, I think they're going to be a very good org for some people. Not for others. People that want to be lawful, no, not so much. But we'll talk about that in detail because I think it's so important to cover all of the different things, including PvP and piracy and PvE, and people that want to entirely avoid PvP and lawful good, and people that will try to be directly fighting against pirates. I think it's all part of this beautiful Star Citizen parcel. A bit off topic, but what's your favourite space sci-fi show or movie? I love The Next Generation. Star Trek The Next Generation is fucking cool. I'm not a massive Star Wars fan. I'll say that. I'm not super into the lore or anything. I'm not like a massive, like, oh yeah, Star Wars. I like a lot of other people on. Well, I watch them because I think they're normally pretty well made films. And the originals are obviously fucking amazing, but I'm just not into them as I am into other sci-fi. I'm really enjoying Orville at the moment. The Orville. I'm looking forward to the next episode of Discovery, Star Trek. Yeah, I think Star Trek in general is probably my favourite. Probably. I have to think if there's anything else. I mean, obviously, Firefly was fucking superb. Something else might jump out at me. If you were offered $1 million to sign a contract, you could never stream or do public content for Star Citizen, would you accept it? I actually think I'll probably make more than $1 million from doing Twitch and YouTube over the next 10 years. That said, I was offered $1 million and I could do something else. I could teach other people how to do content. I could move into content management. Just public content. I probably would take $1 million. Yeah, I'm not a fucking idiot. I do YouTube. I love the community. Everything. I could still go to the community, couldn't I? Still join the Bar Citizens and be a fan and play the game. It's like you could never play the game and everything. I'd be like, tell me if I'm wrong. Isn't character customization coming for 3.0? Yeah, so some limited character customization is coming for 3.0. Yes. Do you upload live stream vids to YouTube as soon as you end them? No, not immediately. It's like 12 hours typically. I'll get them as soon as I can up there. They have to process and stuff, so it's not instantly. I mean, I'm not into sexy cocaine parties events, but appreciate it. Lol, lol, lol. Yeah, it's I very much appreciate the support I've been given by you. Thank you. It's fucking insane. There are similar ships to them, Millennium Falcon. Some of them are inspired. Will I be able to use my little ship in the back of my Constellation 3.0? So originally, I think they wanted to put Parasite docking undocking in 3.0. I think, unfortunately, it's not in, but I don't know. I have to wait for the live build to actually know 100%. But I don't think it is. I want to play as an engineer/repair crewman. Has any repair gameplay mechanics been announced? And if so, what are they? Yes. So you're going to, in the near future, not for 3.0, but in the near future, you're going to be able to go up to components, like shields and engines and stuff, and swap parts of them in and out to repair them. So parts of them can blow, and you literally need to fix them. That's can do with engines and quantum drives and stuff as well. There are going to be power relays on ships and especially on capital ships, which can blow, which you will need to go around and repair. There are going to be, like, obviously turrets, and every system can be damaged in some way, and you'll be able to repair some stuff with a hand tool, some stuff by pulling out a component and putting another component in, and some stuff you'll need more of a repair at a dry dock or using a crucible. They haven't fleshed out all of the repair mechanics in the world or anything yet. It's obviously very, very light, but you will be able to run around as a mechanic team, especially with capital ships. Thanks very much, Cole Silver Muzzle. I'm trying to work out what best times are for streaming for me at the moment, so I'm going to just stream kind of randomly over the next month, just at random times. Well, not random, but a mixture of times to see what gets the most viewers and what's sensible for people. Star Trek is awesome. With years in development and 3.0 only having 3 moons, how long do you think it will take to complete the star map? So, to complete it, probably 10 years. Like, they're not going to release all the stuff at launch. The game will be supported for at least 10 years, if not 15, if not 20, sort of thing. But the foundations in 3.0, all of the tools and everything they've made, as soon as we have the Stanton system, probably by the 3.2 patch, we're going to start to see systems in the game significantly quicker, like the whole star systems they can build very, very quickly. It's like, I'm talking like a star system every like week sort of thing. The thing that takes time for that is the hero assets and some of the flavor things, and then the handcrafted plants and animals and things. So that does take a bit longer. But they can do some of that procedurally, then edit in and just touch it with artist stuff. Like, they've done so much tooling and gearing which is why stuff's taken a long time. And obviously, Subsumption and Procedural Planets have delayed the game by about a year and a half, which is why that's why it's been delayed, basically. That's why we've been waiting for so long. I haven't seen the new Blade Runner yet. I need to rewatch the final cut of Blade Runner, and then I will need to see the new one. So, yes, we will see as more ships become flyable, the ship loaner matrix will get updated more and more. I'm hoping to see, with the new ship stat stuff, what ships will fit in ships and what ships are loaner ships. Yeah, character customization in a limited sense is coming for 3.0. Limited character customization. Oh, so yes, you can get LTLI for everything by, like when certain ships are sold, a cheap ship, so like a Dragonfly or whatever, you buy it when it's in its concept sale, it has lifetime insurance. Then you cross-chassis upgrade it, use the upgrade section of the website when the ship that you want comes on sale, and then you upgrade it from the ship that you bought with lifetime insurance to that new ship, and it has the lifetime insurance that the original ship had. That's how you get lifetime insurance. I'm sorry that I keep on itching my face and nose. Yes, pets are going to be a thing at some point. And as someone asked me earlier to go through all of the stretch goals and the original concept and Kickstarter and stuff, and look at where they are and everything, we'll do that. Pets were one of the last stretch goals on there. Let's try and bring that up, actually. Funding. Pew. How much are they on? 61 million yet? $61.2 million, which is insane. Most crowdfunded thing of all time. How much they made them, like a trifling $1,600 in the last hour. So enhanced ship modularity is like a mixture of item system 2.0 and that sort of stuff. But before that, we had them doing pets, and they talked about pets as a stretch goal. And yeah, we're going to have some cool pets aboard ships is the idea. Not sure how they're going to implement it. Expect the first implementations of them just to be with vivariums and like flare item pets where they're like a fish and things like that. But they'll probably put more complex ones in. They'll probably have animals that you can hunt and capture and tame and shit as well. Who knows? Crazy stuff. That's all cool. But pets in the future. Just don't know to what extent. Do you think they will ever bring back the tutorial again? So in 3.0 has a hint system, which is really fucking useful and helpful. They'll have some updates to the website, which will help the tutorial stuff. I'm not sure. They need to put the one they had with Gilly in, like the combat tutorial and ship flight tutorial, because that was really helpful. So yes, I suspect that will go in at some point again. I suspect that was like a Squadron 42E thing. Yeah, it was kind of broken, so they removed it. But yeah, they'll put it back in at some point, almost certainly. What is the theory crafting like for the Pioneer so far? I mean, I think everyone's thinking that it's going to be construction of some kind on planets, so base construction or colonization or something like that, which makes sense. Makes sense based on what I know as well. It's not confirmed though. We just expect it to be. It's exploring new worlds. Is the CitizenCon thing? They're talking about colonization just before they talk about the actual Pioneer. So that's what we're thinking. It's a big industrial ship. It's one of the largest ships CIG have made. $850. It's a limited number, and it's a base buildings mechanic that they don't have a ship for in game yet. How soon do you think the death mechanic will hit the game? I think we'll probably see it just before beta. So think in 2019, death mechanic. So you've seen the new they've shown off the thought mechanic obviously at Gamescom demo. It looked really easy to use. Hold down F, bam, nice and simple, really fucking simple. A lot of people are just going to use hotkeys though. But the system allows you to do both, and it's important that they've got the animations tied to whatever task you're doing anyway now. So even if you do press a hotkey, you're still animating to a task. I would not melt my 890 Jump for a Pioneer. 890 Jump is one of my favourite ships. I do want a Pioneer because it's additional gameplay for me. It's like it's an important niche role, but it's additional gameplay. It's okay. Blade Runner's the new Blade Runner's good as it. Like I love the old Blade Runner. I mean, it's iconic. It's I say old Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner. I'm looking forward to the new one as well. I've heard it's beautiful and shit simultaneously, which is my kind of thing. So they are gameplay and fun is always going to trump realism for Star Citizen, and quality is always going to trump pretty much everything else, other than probably gameplay and fun. But no, it's kind of up there. I don't think they are actually going for a level of realism that will make it not fun. They're going for a level of realism to make things matter from what you do. So this stuff is just going to be strategic and tactical rather than run and gun. And that is definitely the right way to go. I don't think everything's going to be overly micro sim Citizen. I don't think it's going to be you have to constantly eat to survive and drink to survive. Though I do think there will be possibly an element of light survival mechanics. I have to wait and see. Look at all the fruit and the cool stuff in the genetics labs. How many players? I don't know what that means. In 3.0, just expect 24 per server. In the future, expect everyone to be on the same server. That's the plan. Does the Urza rover fit inside the Drake Caterpillar? I think it will probably fit in the front module. Probably. So expect to see. CIG intend, where possible, to make a small, medium, and large ship for each of the roles. So expect to see a small, large, and medium mining ship, small, large, and medium salvage ship, or at least modules to that effect, and repair ships and stuff. So yeah, I'd expect to see a smaller ship. I'm not sure if we get an Aegis repair ship or whatever, but. Thank you very much, Aventador. I appreciate that. One of the things I love about the community and everything, and I've never felt bad or embarrassed or anything about talking about mental health or anything like that. Like, I suffer from very, very erratic bipolar disorder, where yesterday I literally was crying. Like, I couldn't deal with my friend. She's moving to Birmingham. She's my best friend. She got married and she's moving to Birmingham for a job, and I'm going to miss the fuck out of it, but I'm still going to see her, I mean, and everything. I might even see her more, because I'll see her over like a weekend when I go and visit her and stuff. I always got hit by a wave of depression. I was super sad. I always know that I'm going to feel better, and a lot of people don't. Like, when I'm super depressed, I go, well, I know I'll feel better at some point, which is great. That's like a major step to get depression, but it's the anxiety that kills me. Like, I suffer from severe anxiety where I will shake sometimes. That's one of the reasons I talk fast all the time. It's one of the reasons that I stop playing. And thank you very much, Chibali. I don't fucking know your name. Thank you very much. I like knocks at the door, phone calls, letters, and things. They can really fuck me up. Like not paralytic. I used to go paralytic. I used to not be able to operate, and I used to not be able to sleep, and I used to be really fucking overly. I go through everything. Like, wouldn't want to stroke my cat because I was worried I'd stroke it too hard and hurt it. I didn't want to get drunk because I was worried I'd come home and stab my cat and kill it. Stuff like that, and you worry about it constantly, and make it like a real thing in your head. But I'm a billion times better than I used to be. I had medication from a doctor. I talked about it. I had counselling. And I'm very good at managing myself compared to what I used to be, but I've had the support of being able to talk about it on my channel, listening to loads of other people's stories. My family have been fucking amazing, and my doctor worked with me to find me medication that I needed at the time, and lots of other things. But, you know, everyone goes through shit in their life. Life is cruel sometimes, and beautiful, and mental health is not a dirty thing to talk about. It's mental health, physical health. They're both pretty fucking important. Go see a doctor if you're super depressed, or if you don't know how to deal with stuff, or talk to your friends. There's a billion things you can do. I always support mental health, but sorry, I've been browbeating you with that. Voice chat will be in game, so they're going to have voice over IP integrated in game, and they're going to have face over IP integrated in game. Any webcam will work with it, and it will literally track the features of your face and integrate that with your character. They've shown off the demos for it at Gamescom. It was pretty good, although it was quite buggy as well. 3.0 does not have a release date. I'm expecting it to go probably live 7-ish weeks, maybe. Oh, yeah, so that's all the other things. Super Cruise. So they have added second stage afterburner in to allow you to... basically, the idea is that you get out of Quantum Drive, you can go at your normal afterburner speed, but that was taking too long to get to planets and to realign for another quantum travel point. So they've added second phase afterburner, second stage afterburner, which is similar, pretty damn similar to the cruise we had before. And once you go at your full speed in your afterburner mode, a second stage afterburner will kick in. And I to go a little bit faster, or a lot faster, super cruise, to get to locations quicker, to get to planet services quicker, to align to other places quicker. And that will be tested and it will be iterated upon for the live build. Right. We've done 2 hours. I might go to bed in a second, or at least get some info down for working out what I'm going to do tomorrow, because it will be we'll be looking at the turrets, the weapons, and thrusters, explaining the new systems, how those information and stats is going to be conveyed to us. Idea: let's get you a second Pioneer Go, so you can gift one in an upcoming lottery. I think the so we've got Stellar Enterprise. They're my featured org this month. They've given us a Constellation Aquila. I think next month we're doing something big with the Matadors, giving away ship, because they are very nice people. Thank you very much, Events. I really fucking appreciate your support. Like it's very nice talking with you as well in your org. But I fucking love everyone in the community as well. So no special treatment, but I love you. Do you think farming on planets will be a thing? Yes, I do. I think there will be farming on planets. We're certain of it. If Star Citizen is going to be developed at a similar rate after release to complete the star map, how will CIG fund development? Well, they're going to be selling UEC. They're obviously going to be selling Squadron 42. They're going to be selling Star Citizen still. And they will explore other avenues to generate money for the game if they need to. So, I mean, selling UEC will be like the EVE with Plex, hopefully with a massive or larger even player base than EVE had. They could potentially sell skins for ships. They could sell decals. They could sell aesthetic stuff if they wanted to. I'd be okay with them selling more concept ships. A lot of people wouldn't. So the idea is that they need to discuss that with the community if they want to add new things or explore other ways. Like they still have the voluntary subs, which will give you like hanger flare and things like that. Thank you very much for all your video content. Have a good night. Louise Dini, thank you very much. Very much appreciated. So I've had a fuck ton of donations today. Thank you very much. All the new super chat stuff as well. All the new, because there's YouTube sponsors now. When you go to YouTube Gaming, and I think they're probably integrated with standard YouTube as well. But I suppose it is standard YouTube. There's a sponsor button now, which is like subs for Twitch. People can pay $5 to get extra emotes and stuff to use in chat. Eventually, some other stuff. So I've got that activated on my account, but I'll be exploring it and actually doing some stuff for it at some point. I think it's going to be really good for people that are mainly YouTube streamers. But yeah. Oh, I don't know. I think that CIG will be able to allow to be used. I think if you sign anything with CIG when it comes to your face scan stuff, they'll be able to use it for whatever the fuck they want. You have to sign the rights away to your face. Probably, but I don't know. But probably. That makes sense. You have good sleepy times. To see you suckers in the verse. Hope you see them later. Bored. Pleasure as always. Hope you don't mind if I make an eggy space cult toward you. Thank you. Appreciate it. I wouldn't have it any other way. With all the demonetizing on YouTube, concerns. Yeah, it's been a bit weird, isn't it? I think because I don't swear that much, I think I've been relatively safe from it. I have had. I probably lose about $200 a month from the monetization thing. Demonetizing of videos, but I'm quite quick on it, and my videos will get remonetized quickly. I think it's affected larger YouTubers a lot worse than it has me, and smaller YouTubers. I'm at this nice little level where they respond to my requests to remonetize my videos very quickly, and it's not going to lose me huge amounts of money. Obviously, I get lots of donations and Patreon and stuff like that. Like I am very well supported by the community. Hangars will literally be storage places. You'll both have a few of them around the verse. They're going to be like safe bases, basically. Be able to customize them, be able to put your ships in them, be able to put cargo in them. Is it true the Gladius is going to have a size 3 weapon on its wings? There's potential for you to be able to do other stuff with the Gladius and other mountings, and they will change stuff in the future, and stuff will constantly be iterated upon. I wouldn't... you have to wait and see. Will a player's suit use up fuel for moving around in space? Yes, I think it will. I don't know about the EVA fuel and stuff. Yeah, probably. Probably might use power. Yeah, probably. I don't actually know. Yeah, the new bots are fucking monstrous on YouTube. It literally, basically what happens on with Autobot stuff, they, for the demonetizing of videos, they literally build a transcript of what you said in your video. So there's an auto, like, scripty, subtitly thing that you'll go through all the words you said in your video, work out what you said. If you say the word ship, but you say it like I do, it thinks you said shit. And if you swear too much, or are vulgar, or mention specific topics, or extremism and stuff, then it will demonetize your video automatically, and you have to request that to get it remonetized. Now, obviously, you can lose, on large videos, it'd be thousands of dollars in the time that it's not having ads served. But the new bots are very, very aggressive. BG, if servers can only hold about 25 players per instance, how large scale battles or organized work in the... Oh, we've talked about this already. They are going to get server meshing on board. They're going to increase the amount of players in the short term with bind culling and lots of other network improvements and object intelligence streaming and stuff. So they're going to try and get up to... At the moment, they were testing with 100 NPCs and AI and starting to push up and work out what bugs they'll find when they have these larger player caps on servers. But they're going to be doing something called server meshing, which will literally be lots of servers spinning up to look after areas based on population, and the idea is to have everyone on the same server. But that's a little while away, server meshing. Will hailing specific ships be in-game with the use of view screens? We're not exactly sure how view screens and stuff will work. We've seen the mobi-glass screen, we've seen them communicate and phone another player. I'm sure they had their base there and they were able to talk to each other. So potentially you could have view screens. I hope they do. I think you will, because you're like, they have hollow rooms. They have like mission briefing type things. You could have view screens. I hope they do. I hope some of the ships are very much like that. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the love. We're not sure. So when you crash in atmosphere and eject, like in 3.0, that will just kill you pretty much. Like there's no safe way, really, of surviving a crash or ejection in Atmo in 3.0. But they're talking about possible parachutes, possible jetpacks, possible ways of surviving impact. I like the idea of little jump packs, something like the EVA, that just before you get the ground, it gives you a boost so that you don't hit the ground hard. But I don't know. Was the video of fling through that warp maze thing supposed to be what they planned to make? Oh, that was like a render of the early jump points, wasn't it? I'm not sure how the gameplay's evolved from that, or the ideas. I hope it's not that cray-cray. Was the... thank you very much. I appreciate all the fucking love and the ridiculous amount of money tonight. Thank you. That is a game changer. We'll think of something else to do a donation goal for on the channel. But I mean, we're out of things now. Gold-plated microphone. Gold-plated head buffer. Yes. Let's buff my head on stream. How much? That would make a lot of fucking money. People would love to watch me buff my head. That's not a euphemism. Do you think the ship resales being standalone only and not allowing CCUs is going to be... Oh, I don't know exactly what's happening with that. And I don't think CIG do either. They're going to do stuff that's sensible for them. They like to make money. They want to make money. They're a business. I don't think they'll do anything to shoot themselves in the foot with that. How could... Oh, no. I'm tired. Right, go to bed. Fuck you. Let's see who's streaming. Someone will be streaming, won't they? Yeah, tomorrow we'll go through a load of the turret-y stuff and... Oh, no. I can't... No. I won't know if I'm going to CitizenCon until literally the day before. I've paid, I'm ready to go, I'm getting ready for going and not going simultaneously. So if we don't go, I'll be able to cover the event better. If I do go, it'll be fucking amazing. Like, I'm really looking forward to going, if I can. It's really fucking exciting. Like, I'm glad it's a proper fan fest. It's what we've wanted for fucking ages. What do you guys want to watch? Do you want to watch Red Lair, or do you want to watch the Base Radio? Both playing Star Citizen. Base are doing their Thingamajogama Bob, their podcast. Red Lair is actually playing 2.6.3. Let's see if there's any other... Cool, we'll go to Red Lair. What's the L? Could a board game be board game if a board gamer could board? Registering. Yeah, we'll go and host Red Lair in a second. Thank you so much, guys. If you have any questions for me, any suggestions for content, you can email me at stream@boardgamer.co.uk. If you want to put your org in for a possible org spotlight and featured org, that will appear on all the videos that I do for a month, and that will be on a video for talking about what your org does and that sort of shit, and helping you get players, then go into my Discord, links below, and there is a thread on my Discord literally for Organisation Spotlight for people to post there, because Zeus is a fucking amazing admin, and I love him, and he organises my life. Thank you very much, Zeus and Oxia. I'm privileged to have you as a friend, and if you just do shit without me asking you, because you're amazing. All of the Theo, you're great as well. I love your face. You know, you're not as good as you. No. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm really fucking tired, so I'm gonna go to bed now. But, check out all the links below and shit, because there's stuff in my community there, and I'm starting to support my communities a lot more. I need to do some more stuff with Patreon. Start sending them some more exclusive stuff. There's t-shirts as well you can buy to support the channel, which aren't shit anymore. And links to the t-shirts below as well. I fucking have a look. Fucking t-shirts, me. Is it T-Public? Is that why I've got my t-shirts? That makes sense, doesn't it? My storefront. Fucking, let's have a look at these fucking bad boys. You fucking go. You can have one of my face, or you can have one of my face, or you can have one of my logo face. Or this one is any money we get from this one. I'm leaving up for like another 2 days. It's going to charity. It's going to Oxfam. I made these just for me, but a couple of people bought them, and I said I'd take them out after a week. It's a quote from Chris Roberts, which was, "We're like, yeah, no shit. We know it's missing." Talking about certain things in a patch. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. Fucking love your faces. You're the best. We'll do some more of this tomorrow or another time. Oh, Red Lair, you still there? Red Lair.
Alright, here we go.
Spam loads of fucking emotes and shit. You'll fucking love that. It's like, please emote me. Please put BoredGamer's lovely egghead in the game. Oh, it's so smooth. That's getting creepy sexy. Thanks, guys. Fucking love you.